Jungkook's global rise, on par with America's biggest pop icons at first, it didn't make sense to many people. How could an artist who didn't grow up inside the American music industry, who didn't debut on US television or follow the traditional Western pop star blueprint, suddenly find himself mentioned in the same breath as Justin Bieber, The Weeknd, or Harry Styles? Yet here we are. And the question is no longer if Jungkook belongs in that conversation, but how he got there so fast, before the stadiums, before the record-breaking streams, before his name became a daily fixture on global charts. Jungkook was just a teenager from Busan with a quiet intensity and an almost obsessive dedication to improvement. Even in BTS's early years, there was something different about him. Not louder. Not flashier. Just relentless. While others slept, he practiced. While trends shifted, he absorbed everything: pop, R&B, EDM, funk, shaping himself into an artist who could move effortlessly between genres. At the time, few realized they were watching the foundation of a future global pop icon being built in real time. As BTS exploded internationally, Jungkook became one of the most recognizable faces of K-pop's global expansion. But here's the part many missed: he wasn't simply riding the wave. He was preparing for something bigger. While the world saw him as the golden magne, Jungkook was quietly studying Western pop structures, English lyrics, vocal styles, and performance dynamics that dominate the American mainstream. He wasn't trying to imitate US pop stars, he was learning how to stand beside them. Then came the moment that changed everything. When Jungkook announced his solo era, expectations were high, but uncertainty lingered. Could a K-pop idol truly compete in the most saturated pop market in the world on equal footing? The answer arrived almost instantly. Seven didn't just debut well, it exploded. The song dominated Spotify's global charts, stormed the Billboard Hot 100, and spread far beyond the BTS fandom. It played in cars, malls, gyms, and radios worldwide. Suddenly, casual listeners weren't asking where Jungkook was from. They were asking, "Who is this guy, and why can't I stop listening?" This was the twist no one could ignore. Jungkook's success wasn't powered solely by fan loyalty. The numbers told a different story. Massive daily streams. Long chart longevity. Consistent global demand. These are metrics that define mainstream American pop success. And Jungkook was hitting them without the decades-long industry infrastructure most US artists rely on. By the time Golden arrived, the narrative had shifted completely. This wasn't an experiment anymore. It was a statement. Fully English tracks, top-tier Western producers, polished pop R&B production, and yet, Jungkook's identity remained unmistakable. Songs like "Standing Next to You" showcased classic pop sensibilities with modern flair, proving he could deliver vocals and performance at a level expected from the world's biggest pop stars. Critics took notice. Industry professionals took notice. And most importantly, the general public stayed listening. What makes Jungkook's rise so compelling is not just how big he became, but how universally accessible his music is. American pop has always thrived on relatability, emotional clarity, and strong hooks. Jungkook mastered all three while still carrying the discipline and intensity shaped by K-pop training. That rare combination gave him an edge. He didn't need controversy to stay relevant. He didn't need constant media saturation. The music itself did the work, and here's where the story deepens. While many American pop artists struggle to maintain international dominance outside English-speaking markets, Jungkook does the opposite. His reach is truly global. Asia, Europe, the Americas, the Middle East, his streaming power remains consistent across borders. In an era where the music industry is more globalized than ever, Jungkook represents something new. A pop star who isn't defined by geography. He exists in the same global space as the biggest American pop icons, but without being confined by the American system. This is why comparisons to Justin Bieber or The Weeknd feel natural, not forced. Like them, Jungkook balances vulnerability with confidence, commercial appeal with vocal credibility. Like them, he creates music that feels personal yet universally resonant. And like them, he commands attention not through noise, but presence. Still, perhaps the most intriguing part of Jungkook's story is that it doesn't feel finished. Unlike artists who peak early and chase relevance, Jungkook seems to be building slowly, deliberately. Every release feels calculated yet sincere. Every performance sharpens his image as a global pop force. The suspense lies in what comes next, because if this is only the beginning of his solo journey, the ceiling may be far higher than anyone expected. So when people ask whether Jungkook is on par with America's biggest pop icons, the answer is no longer a debate. It's a reflection of reality. He charts like them. He streams like them. He influences culture like them. But he also brings something distinctly his own, a global perspective shaped by discipline, humility, and an unshakable work ethic. And that may be the real reason his rise feels so powerful, because Jungkook isn't trying to replace American pop stars. He's expanding the definition of what a pop icon can be in the modern world. If you've made it this far, you already know this story isn't just about music.